to his second playoff appearance in 3 years, but time is running out on his rookie contract. Dak can become a free agent after next season, but he said recently, quote, "I think the team knows how to pay what's deserved." Dak was asked about Tom Brady notoriously taking pay cuts, and he brought up Giselle to compare their scenarios. Take a listen.
He saved the Pats like $60 million. He's obviously the GOAT, right? He's making like $15 million, I think, base salary. Yeah. Which other quarterbacks are making like almost double that, which is crazy.
Nobody's wife makes as much money as his wife does either. So make sure we know that, all right? Make sure we know that.
That's a good point. That's a dual income household
exactly. There. When Tom Brady isn't the breadwinner in the home, then that's a great problem to have. So in that case, he can do that. He can do his contracts however you want to do them. But for me, it's about I've got a great agent. I'm gonna just let him do what he's best at, and just leave it at that.
Dak bringing up Giselle in the interview there. I think you're the natural start on this one, Greg. Should the Cowboys lock up Dak long term?
They should. I think the Cowboys should lock him up right now. And the reason why is because Dak Prescott has proven that he's going to win. And in this business, it's all about winning and winning when it counts. He got him a playoff win this year. They have a really good roster defensively and offensively. If they can hold on to some of those defensive pieces, DeMarcus Lawrence obviously being the main piece. But offensively, just looking at them offensively, Dak Prescott has been what they wanted him to be, and he's getting better. His completion percentage from last year to this year is back up to 67% from 62. His interceptions went from 13 down to 8. His yards per game went back up to 242 from 207. The only thing that Dak Prescott needs to not do is hold on to the football, because he's getting sacked a lot more. And if we're going to invest in you as our quarterback, as our franchise player, we need to make sure that you're getting rid of the football and you're going to stay healthy. I like the Dallas Cowboys and their nucleus of how they've conformed this roster. Their personnel, it fits Dak Prescott. It makes him better. When you look at a young quarterback that didn't have a solidified #1 receiver that could run routes and get open on any bit of the route tree, any route you have him run, any play you call, he can get open, and now he has that in Amari Cooper. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, this is why I'm locking him up now, because if I run the risk of allowing him to play a full season with an Amari Cooper, healthy, barring all injuries, and Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, healthy, and Cole Beasley and all these other guys starting to evolve their game and get better, he's going to get better. His stats are going to improve. And that will not bode well for the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones as far as money they will have to divvy up for Dak Prescott if they choose to wait. So I say to lock him up now.
I say wait. There's still a part of me. I've seen those moments where you look at Dak and you say, okay, he's maturing and moving forward, but I've also seen the really bad moments. And for me, it always looks like everything has to be perfect for for it to work out with the running game and defense, everything. And then he can make those throws. Like, if you ask him to win a game for you, I'm not convinced that he can just go out and win a game.
But he's done it.
Well, I'm just saying.
He's done it.
But I need more.
He has 8 comebacks and 14 game-winning drives.
Doesn't he have more than any other quarterback or second or something during his 3 years?
I'm not sure. That possibly could be true.
I just need more.
But he's done it.
Before I back up the
You need more than 14 game-winning drives?
I need more than
that. You need 15.
Right, I need more. So I want to see him for one more year. I want to see one more year, and if the guy can win again, then you can pay him. Just pay him the money. I'm also with Dak. I don't want to hear about no hometown discount or what they do with Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
Because all of that is nonsense. First of all, as he pointed out, it's not all about money. And then everybody always says, what does everybody always say about Tom Brady? He does it with nothing. It's unbelievable. Well, they're saving money, right? Supposedly the Patriots. So where's that going? It's not going to other players to help them. Because the argument is
maybe it's going to the lineman. I don't know. Is it going to the offensive line?
No. That's what I'm saying. No. And then
because it's not going to the skill position.
And then here's the other part.
No, Robert Kraft is keeping that in his pocket.
And then Jerry Jones just bought a $250 million yacht, and you telling me, asking me for a hometown discount? I'm not buying that. I wouldn't do it if I'm the Cowboys. I'd like to see one more year on the field. Let me see him do his thing. And then, yes, if he plays really well, make the playoffs, I'm going to pay him what he deserves. But I'm not doing it now. But players should never take a discount, a hometown discount.
Dak has all the intangibles that you want in a quarterback. You know, the ones we see, I'm not saying he's Tom Brady in that regard, but the ones you see in Brady, he's a winner, he's a leader of men. You know, I think he's a playmaking game manager. Like, he's a game manager to some extent, but he's one that can make big plays. Some with his arm, but also with his legs. So I like him. And if I were Dallas and I could lock him up right now in the low 20 millions, right? Like 20, 24, something like that, I would do it. But if Dak wants like Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo money, which is around 28 million or more per year, and it usually goes up because it's another, you know, the next year, then I would have to wait. And if he leads us to the NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl or something like that, then I'm willing to pay him, you know, that big money. But if he just gets us to the playoffs again or even less.
How about he doesn't get you to the playoffs?
Then I'm not giving that big money. And that's where, and I think Dak, because you talked about taking lesser money. I agree. When there's no salary cap and owners can pay whatever the heck they want, then I agree. If they're living on yachts and buying all this new stuff, then they should give the players what they're worth. But when there's a salary cap, and if you take a certain amount of money, that's going to, especially a guy like Dak, if I take every single cent that I can get on the market, I demand Dallas gives me that. And that costs us Amari Cooper. That costs us Ezekiel Elliott.
But
or
that's
somebody.
not his.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. If it costs me them, then if I'm Dak, I would take a little bit less so I can keep my other players around me. Because Dak, without them, is not going to be that good. He's not Aaron Rodgers where he's going to carry team. And you look at the top 6 earning quarterbacks this season: Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Matt Stafford, Derek Carr. None of them made the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's
because the numbers show that when the quarterback takes up so much of your salary cap, you can't put the pieces around him to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Chris, Matt Stafford made the playoffs two of the previous years. Aaron Rodgers made the playoffs. You're looking at an aberration.
How'd they do in the playoffs?
No, but my point is it's not based on that. The whole thing is, I just gave you the Tom Brady example. Just because you take less doesn't mean they're going to spend the money on players. So that's why you shouldn't do it.
Exactly.
Greg, you know this.
I'm with you. I'm with you. In looking at other positions, and I don't like when they do this about quarterbacks, saying the quarterbacks, they shouldn't max out, but every other position should.
Because those maxes aren't as high as
I understand that, but to tell me just because I'm playing the most important and the most valuable position, I shouldn't take all that I'm worth or all that I can get, and you should.
Especially.
Especially when it's not all guaranteed and you can get hurt at any time.
Let me ask you.
What discount?
However,
if you're Dak Prescott, would you rather make $25 million a year with a team, let alone $28 million a year, with a team that doesn't have the pieces around you? And you know you're not Aaron Rodgers. You're not just about to put the team on your back. Or would you rather make $3 million less with Dallas, where you got horses around you that you can potentially win Super Bowl? I'm just asking.
That's not all the way true.
No.
Because these teams, it's not like they don't have pieces around these quarterbacks. They
These
just
ones
don't
that missed?
Matt Ryan, he don't have pieces.
You're right.
He just had a bad year.
Matthew Stafford, he doesn't have pieces.
At one time he had Sue and Calvin Johnson.
At one time.
No, but he had them.
And Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't have pieces. Like, we're making excuses. No, they just didn't win. Bottom line, if I'm Dak Prescott, show me the money. That's what I'm in this for. And if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, yes, this is why you lock him up now, because you run the risk if he does have more success, because he's had success. You can't deny him that. He's already had success. He's already proven I can win. I've been to the playoffs twice, my rookie year and then this previous year, and I won. And now we're building on. You're adding pieces. You're put in Dak Prescott.
But you even said earlier, though, Dak looked a lot better. Dak and the Cowboys looked a lot better last year once Amari Cooper arrived.
He did. He
needs those pieces.
He does.
But also, Greg, isn't it when you see, if you're Dak, Garoppolo played 8 games,
Yes.
and they gave him $1 gazillion. I'm supposed to take less, and I've won you 2 divisions.
There's a precedent.
It is, and he can argue the Kirk Cousins
Deal.
issue.
All guaranteed.
He's not even won a playoff game, or games that are meaningful. So for him to say, you know what, I'll take less just so we can have a better team. Yeah, that sounds great, and it could be great for the New England Patriots. But for the Dallas Cowboys and for Jerry Jones, that's why you lock him up right now. You don't run that risk and wait, because you're dealing with a Dak Prescott, whether we want to admit he has a lot of confidence right now. He knows what he's potentially able to do.
So give him $28 million a year or $30 million a year?
I don't try.
That's the Kirk Cousins rate?
If I'm Dallas, I try to get him somewhere between that 27, 26 area. If
But
I
that's the going rate, though. They can't really buck the system.
You can't buck the system like that.
Dak should take all of that confidence and go find him a Giselle, and we won't even have this conversation.
And Chris, I have a pay coupon for your work here, since you're giving back money, so that me and Greg, right, so that we can, and Jamie, so that the 3 of us, here's a coupon for you. You take less money.
I need money, but I don't need.
Oh, okay. I'm happy for you.
Guys, the Lakers executive compared LeBron James to Tom Brady over the weekend. Is this a fair comparison? Jason McIntyre.